Good evening, my dear students, as well as my friends. Today in this lecture, I'm going to tell you about the top 6 networking commands, which are very useful. First of all, what you need to do is you need to open command prompt. So, what you do, you just go into the search field and after that, write CMD, right? CMD, that stands for command prompt. Then click on enter, maximize this command prompt. After that, you just one by one, you could get out from these two folders. The first one is the Dell and another one is the users. So what you do, you just write cd dot dot and after that press enter, right? You would get back and you would directly come into the C drive, right? Even though what you could do, if you are in multiple folders, if you are under the multiple folders, then what you could do, you could write directly cd backslash, right? By writing cd backslash, automatically as soon as you would press enter, then you would get back from all the folders right out. Okay, so now the very first networking command, that is ping command. So what do you write? You just write ping. For example, you just need to check whether you are connected with the internet or not, right? So generally or most commonly, what exactly the users do. For example, if I need to check whether the internet is working or not, then generally people's write or do check or do open google.com, right? To check whether the internet connection is working properly or not. But this is not the right way. In case of networking field, we could write ping. After that, you could write google.com, right? So that you could check whether the response is coming or not, right? So the proper response is coming with the help of this ping command, right? That means this command is working properly, right? So this ping command is basically used to test the network connectivity, right? So if you are writing somewhere, then you could write that this ping command is used to test the network connectivity and to measure the RTT. So what is this RTT? That is round trip time, right? So this ping command is used to test the networking connectivity and to measure the round trip time to a destination host, right? And who is the destination or host over here? That is google.com, right? So if you would write ping space gmail.com, then it would give you the total time or the total round trip time to get the response from this destination host. I think you have got my point. So this was the very first command in case of networking. After that, for clearing this screen, right? If you want to clear this screen, then what you could write? You could write CLS, right? Now the next networking command, that is ipconfig, right? The second networking command, that is ipconfig. So what you need to write, that is ipconfig, FIG, ipconfig. For Windows, if you are working in Windows, then you need to write ipconfig. But if you are working in Mac OS or Linux, then you need to write ifconfig, ifconfig, right? But because right now I'm working in Windows, so that is why I need to write ipconfig to check or to display the network interface configuration, right? Including the IP address, subnet mask, and the gateway information. I think you are getting my point. So IP config you just write and after that press enter. So as you could see, with the help of this IP config command, what we could do, we could check the network interface configuration, including this IP address, right? Including this IP address. This is actually the IP address, which is an IPv4 address form, right? After that, this is the subnet mask. As you know that every IP address is followed by or accompanied by the subnet mask, right? And with the help of this command, we could get to know the default gateway address as well, right? So this is actually the IP config command. right? Now you just press, you just write CLS to clear the screen. Then the third command, that is NSLOOKUP command. NSLOOKUP command, right? So why do we use this NSLOOKUP command? This command is used to perform the DNS lookup to obtain the DNS related information. DNS stands for domain name server, right? So if you want to check the domain name server information, like what exactly the domain name is, what exactly the IP address of the domain is, so for that purpose you need to write NSLOOKUP, right? After that, you need to write like who is actually the domain for which you just want to know the information. For example, if I want to know the domain name of google.com, then I need to write google.com, right? And as soon as I would press enter, then it would give you like the server name. So the server name in case of like it is unknown, but the address of the server of domain, that means the google.com, is this one. Means the main Google server address is this one, right? So as soon as you could check this one, like this is actually the name of the server. As you have pressed ns lookup, then google.com, so this is the name of the server, DNS server, and this is the address of the server, right? So with the help of this ns lookup command, we could check or we could obtain the DNS related information. All right. uh, After that, like the next networking command, you could write CLS over here. After that, the next networking command, that is net state command. You could say net stat command, right? So, like this net state command actually gives you like that how many socket address are open currently in your system, right? So you just write net state. After that, it would give you like the total, or you could say the hop to hub delivery, or you could say like how many like network stations are actively open on your system, right? So with the help of this net state command, you could check like how many like you could say the network stations you have been connected, right? This is actually like the command which is used to check the socket address, right? After that, the next command, that is trace route command, or you could say in case of like Linux or Mac OS, we just write trace route. But because I'm working in Windows, so that is why I need to write tracert command, right? Tracert, not trace route. If you would work on Linux or Mac OS, then only you need to write trace route, TRACEROUTE, trace route. But right now I'm working on Windows, so that is why I need to write tracert command, right? A is missing over here, right? So this is the tracert command. And so now, how exactly it works, and like what actually the role of this tracer command. So, like this command actually traces the route, like that packets take from the local machine to a specified destination host, right? Means like the hop to hop delivery, you could say, like to get connected. For example, if I'm opening gmail.com, then like to get the response from the gmail.com server, how many hops it actually takes, right? So this is actually the tracer command, with the help of which I could check like in how many hops connection, like actually I'm getting the response, right? So as soon as you would press, okay, I need to write like for example, I need to write tracert, then for example google.com, then it would tell you like 30 hops, maximum 30 hops it could like show you. So in how many hops, this is actually the hop to hop connection, right? For example, to trace the route from one hop to another hop, then from second hop to third hop, then third hop to fourth hop, right? Means the packet is reaching to the destination in how many hops, right? So this is actually the command with the help of which we could get to know the hop to hop delivery, right? I hope this is clear to everyone. Oh, that means 13 hops it is actually taking to take the response from the google.com. Right, now the next command, first of all, you just clear the screen. The next command, that is get mac command, right? So with the help of this get mac command, you could check your device mac address, right? With the help, as soon as you would write get mac, and after that you would press enter, then you would get to know the mac address of your device. I hope you have got my point. Now the next command, that is arp command, right? ARP command. After that, with this ARP command, you just write hyphen A, right? And why it is used? This command is used to check the IP and the MAC address of the connected devices with your computer network, right? For example, if I am connected with my personal network, for example, I'm using the Airtel services, right? You could say like the Airtel fiber I'm using, right? So with the help of this, I could check what actually the IP address and the MAC address of all the devices which are connected with